Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the It's Hard to Explain podcast. I'm, of course, Adam, of course. That's a known thing now. We're back. We're back on it. We're back on. Lord help us, we're back on our grind.
Yeah, that was very fast. Like as soon as I pressed record, Adam was like, "All right, we're getting ready."
He was on
Good
it.
morning.
It's been a while since I've done the intro.
Yeah,
I think it's fallen to Jake more than anything recently.
I think the last two are me and then Kaegan.
Yeah, Ethan refuses to do it. He's only done it once.
Yeah, Kaegan did.
I don't like when the attention's on me.
Ethan should do the intro and just be like, "Hi."
Okay, everybody.
Hi.
Brian.
Ethan, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, how hard was that? How hard was that? You could have just said,
Stop
"Welcome
staring
to the,
at me!"
Welcome to the thing."
Everyone,
you said,
everyone,
yeah.
point and stare, point and stare,
Stop it.
point and stare,
Stop it.
point and stare.
You're not invited to my birthday.
I cast stop.
Oh,
being mean
Ethan,
to me.
speaking of, I already know what I'm getting you for your birthday. I showed Adam
Yeah,
earlier,
you
and
showed
it's
it to me.
really
It's pretty
fucking
rad.
cool.
What is it?
I'm
We're
going to
not
tell
doing it.
you.
Your birthday's not for a while, but, you know.
What day is it?
Well, now I want to... it's in December, isn't
It's in November.
Yeah, it's in November.
November! I'm sorry.
I knew November.
You
Hang on,
dummy.
let me think.
It doesn't actually bother me. I'm just
19th.
there. You go.
Is that right?
Yep.
Good.
I want to
Okay.
tell... Well, now I want to tell you.
I'm
because
usually
you've
not.
asked-
I'm usually not very good with birthdays.
Dear listener, on November 19th, get Ethan a present.
Get Ethan a present.
Wish him.
I'm pretty sure the
wish him
next
a happy
birthday coming up is Adam's.
Tell Ethan Happy Hanukkah.
Again? Again, it's the new year. Sorry. Again? Yeah, I was like, I swear to God, he just had a birthday.
He gets another one. He gets another one of
He
those.
just had one.
It's like, that's not fair.
After everyone asked me, like, when's your birthday? It's not a lie to say it already passed. You know, I already had it. You missed
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Technically, that
I think-
statement is true all the time.
Am I next?
Yep. April?
No.
March.
No.
March.
No.
May?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No.
Actually, no. I'm not next. My sister's is in March.
Austin's is in April, isn't it?
I
Yeah,
don't
it's in
know.
April.
I fucking suck with birthdays, man.
Me too, dude.
I barely remember my own most
I don't
days.
even know my mom's until this year, man.
I can never remember my mom's.
Yeah, I'm like, I know it's in February.
I know the month and the year.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I know the month and the
I
year she
don't-
was born.
I don't know that.
My mom was born really close to when my sister was born. It was like 10 days after, so it's easy to remember.
Valid.
My brother has the same birthday as me, and sometimes I forget to tell him happy birthday.
I can just never.
Dude, me too.
I can just never fucking remember the exact date of my mother's birthday. Like I know it's somewhere.
dude.
I know it's somewhere in the high 20s, but like
Yeah, both of my brothers, their birthdays are in January, and the middle brother, I asked.
My middle
I had
brother.
to ask my parents, my mom, when his birthday was, and it was the day after his birthday. I was like, "Hey, when is his birthday?" And she was like, "It was yesterday." And I was like, "Oh,
dude,
how do I fix that?" And then she
had-
said, "Just text him and say you're sorry." And I was like, "Hey, man, happy belated birthday."
Sorry
Hey,
about
man.
that.
I had COVID, which wasn't a lie, but you know,
Hey man.
Sorry.
Listen. Fuck you. Yeah, no. I had a buddy text me the other day. We recently celebrated a buddy of mine's birthday, and one of my other buddies texted me and was like, "Hey, when's his birthday?" And I was like, "It was actually yesterday, but we're not having the party until this weekend." He's like, "Oh, okay."
so it's not until that day. It's not until the party day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, the intro. Ethan hasn't done the intro since episode like 3, I think. Kaegan did the intro for the first episode of this year, and I think I've done the last 2. I think.
I've done quite a few intros.
No, I did last
I have like
episode.
my
You did?
little string
Yeah,
of.
you did.
I have my little string of words that I do for the intro pretty down pat at this point. I say the same thing.
Have you listened to the last episode, the one where we review Captain America?
No.
Well, you weren't here, so you're a plug, you know, all the time, and I had to be the plug. And I tried to say verbatim what you said, but I fucked it up, I think.
It worked.
It worked. We got it done, but it was like, it's not the same.
By the
Adam's-
way, since I haven't listened to that episode, I kind of heard that movie was kind of ass. What y'all think?
Yes.
Kind of ass.
Yes.
Adam,
Let's not. Okay.
yeah, Kaegan and Ethan didn't much care for
Adam, you hit us with the King Baldwin, just the...
Let's not. The thing I was trying to
not
say
rehash.
was the movie's bad, but let's not like do the meme of why it's bad. Okay.
it. Okay. But hey, speaking of birthdays, mine was like 2 weeks ago, and Shay made me a thing for my birthday that I got yesterday.
Have you seen it, Ethan?
I have.
Yeah,
It's like-
I love Coraline, the movie.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
book.
you'd
It's
fuck
awesome.
the fucking bug,
The mom, yes, the mom.
Beldam.
whatever it's called.
The mom.
The bedlam.
The mom.
Yeah.
The Beldam.
Bedlam.
The mom.
Mommy.
And Shay made me a Coraline doll of myself, and it's
That's
fucking awesome.
awesome.
It is awesome. She did a really good job on it, and I love it.
She likes to make things.
Yeah,
for
don't tell her
people's
that too
birthday.
much because then she'll gloat about it for months and months.
She's very crafty.
She's very crafty.
Yeah.
Oh, she is. I'm not even.
That's
gonna,
the first time that she's done anything like that, and it turned out amazing.
I ain't even gonna lie. She is, but don't let it go because it'll go to her head and she'll gloat about it.
Like the fucking the limbs.
I think she
can
deserves
move.
it.
The hair is malleable. You can move it and shit. You can style it. There's
made of
glasses.
yarn.
My
You can
glasses is
style
there.
the hair?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
That's
And
cool.
and what makes it even more personal is that Adam sacrificed like some shorts he had or something to make clothes
She
for the mini
texted
me.
me while I was at work
Yeah.
and was like, "Hey, so you know that one pair of shorts you have that has like a small hole in them?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Can I use those to make Jake clothes?"
He's like, I guess.
I was like, "Yeah, sure."
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's great. It's really cool.
You know something else?
Huh.
I have a pair of jeans that has a hole in it too. So I should have sacrificed the jeans for jeans, and the
Jake
fucking-
jeans.
something else for a shirt, like the shorts or something.
I think it still looks great.
But yeah, beans, but they denim. Call that shit jeans.
So, fellas,
Oh, Lord.
Yes, Shake.
fellas, fellas. So we're kind of doing a part 2 to the Attack on Titan episode that Adam, Shay, and I did.
Yes.
way
The
back when.
Fidget spinner.
That episode is our longest episode yet. It's like
2.5 hours, yeah.
Yes.
I've
So
I've finally watched Attack on Titan.
yeah, Ethan. Actually, our whole friend group watched it. Yes. Austin, Alston, Shay, Kayla, and Ethan had never seen it before. And,
Adam has been trying to get me to watch it for the longest fucking time.
and we knocked it out pretty fucking fast.
Oh yeah.
pretty
So
fast.
essentially, what happened was, as most people know, anybody who actually watched Attack on Titan, and maybe even people who didn't, just because it's so big in pop culture.
And spoilers again for the whole show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
So if you haven't seen it, go see it. Go watch it.
Essentially, what was going on was, me and Jake and everybody, we saw that they were going to do the Attack on Titan movie, the Last Attack, Attack on Titan, the Last Attack. They were going to take the last two episodes, the hour-long and hour-and-a-half-long specials, and combine them into one long film and put them in theaters.
Yep.
And whenever we saw that, we were like, "Oh man, that'd be really cool to like all go and see." It's like, but some of our friends haven't seen it, and eventually I twisted Ethan's arm. We were in a call, I remember, and I said, "Ethan, I've been having a thought lately." And he was like, "What's that?" And I said, "Holding you at gunpoint and forcing you to watch Attack on Titan." And Ethan was like, at first he was like, but anime is so weird.
And I still kind of stand by that.
It's true.
And this
Kind
is
of.
a point that I wanted to talk about, which is interesting because Ethan doesn't watch anime. I believe
don't.
this is the first anime you've watched to completion, right?
No. The
Castlevania.
first one I watched was Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy
Okay,
Bebop. Okay.
yeah.
But
This is the second
you
one.
dabble.
He's also watched
Yeah.
Castlevania.
Okay.
I haven't finished that one yet.
Okay.
Castlevania is still very good.
And
too.
Kaegan watches anime, but he had never seen Attack on Titan all the way through.
Yep.
I'd seen enough to know pretty much all that happens. I just rewatched it to get the
Full
the
picture.
the in betweens of things.
So Ethan and Kayla had never seen it.
Yeah.
Kaegan had seen some of it, but not
Bits
all of
and
it.
pieces, yeah.
And then Alston had seen like all of seasons 1 through 3, but had never watched season 4.
Dude, Caleb blitzed through it in like what 4 days?
Yeah.
Kayla just started watching and didn't stop. But essentially, I was talking to Ethan, we had that conversation. He was like, "Fine, you know what? Fine, I'll watch it." And I was like, "Tell you what, here's what we'll do. We'll get in Discord and we'll all get in the Discord call together and I'll stream Crunchyroll and we'll watch it together." And actually, no, I didn't come up with the idea. I was telling Ethan that was what we could do. And then I went to work the next day and told Austin about it. And I was like, "Hey, me and Ethan are probably about to start watching Attack on Titan." He was like, "I wouldn't mind being a part of that." It's like, "Tell you what, get everybody in on it and we'll just have like a Discord watch party. It'll be like 5, 6 of us in a Discord call and you stream it and we'll all watch it together."
Yeah.
And so Austin was the brainchild of that idea.
Yeah. I really enjoyed doing that.
It was very nice, man.
Yeah.
It was like getting the family together to watch a
Yeah,
show.
family
in the living
movie
room.
night.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was
And
awesome.
now that we've done that, we'll probably do it with a few more shows. But
Hell yeah.
But
I'm down.
I was talking to Adam. I was like, I wouldn't be opposed to rewatching Avatar in a group.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the new show was announced?
I did see that. I don't know like too many details, but I saw that they announced something.
It takes place after The Legend of Korra, and I think it's called The Seven Havens.
Yes.
Did you know Korra dies in a fucking explosion? She dies in like an explosion.
I did not know
That's
that.
canonical how she dies. Yeah.
Really?
In like a factory explosion. Yeah, something.
Avatar go burr.
Something happened and it blows up and kills her. But she was like in her 30s when she died. She died pretty young.
I'm going to say it. I hate Korra.
Oh, I do too.
I think she's a
What?
waste of space.
Train go boom.
Fuck up my fuzz.
Fuck out my flies.
But yeah, we all ended up watching it. It's a 4-season show with 98 episodes,
A lot.
something like that. A lot. 21-minute episodes each. I mean,
Except for like the last two, but we didn't watch those because
Yeah.
those were coming to theaters.
we ended up watching it like every other night or something like that, getting through like
Something.
7 episodes.
Like originally,
or something.
whenever we first started, me and Austin did the math, and because we were like 3 weeks out from whenever the movie aired,
Yeah.
and we did the math, and we were like, okay, so we're gonna have to watch at least 4 episodes a night.
Yeah, we watched like 10.
So we wound up
12,
watching like the first night we watched like 7 episodes, and the next night we watched like another 10.
Yeah.
And so we were already like way ahead of schedule, and we stayed ahead of schedule. Like we kept it down to like needing to watch like 2.2 episodes a night in order to keep it up.
Yeah.
But we got all the way through it with like on the very last night, the night before we were going to see the movie, we finished
Oh, yeah.
Dawn of Humanity.
Yeah. And before that, the anime ended like, what, 2 years ago? A year
Doesn't feel
year
like
or two
it.
ago? And I
Can you
think
believe that shit?
you, me, and Austin finished the show.
Yeah.
So we saw the ending just at home
Yeah.
on our TVs on Crunchyroll and
Yep.
subbed. And we did go to see the movie and subbed again because the dub was at a later time.
Yeah,
And then
it was
they
on a
extended
Monday.
the dates.
They did it. So what they did, they put the movie in theater on a Monday night.
Yeah.
We all work. And it's
Yeah,
like,
right.
we all had work the next day, and I had to drive the next day, so I had to be up at like 4 a.m. And the movie was 2.5, 3 hours long.
Yeah.
So the options were watch it in sub at like 7 o'clock and get out at a decent time, or watch it in dub at 10 o'clock and get out after midnight, and then I'd have to be at work in 3 hours. So
Yeah, I was
So
like,
we
I'll
went to go
just
see the sub.
bite the bullet.
yeah, I was like, I'll bite the bullet and
watch.
watch it in Japanese. That's
then-
how I watched it originally.
And then a day later, they announced that they were extending the dates.
yeah, like a few days after I bought the tickets, they were like, actually, we'll do it on the 10th through the 13th. And I was like,
I swear they did that on purpose.
It did well.
they did it
really
specifically
well.
to spite me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, fuck that
Fuck
guy.
Adam.
Yeah.
Fuck Adam specifically. That guy from the one podcast.
On the one thing that
From
he
the
does.
one.
Adam,
No one really cares.
Saying that reminded me of when we went to Little Caesars and that guy said we look familiar.
Yeah, I have a podcast.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
He said,
Shut
you look
up.
familiar, and I said, yeah, we have a podcast.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Get out.
And Adam just looked at me and said, what the fuck is wrong with you? It was he said it out loud. He's like, what the fuck is wrong
And
with
you said what you said out loud.
He's like, yeah, bro, we have a podcast.
I
Like,
thought it was
Did
funny.
you say it confidently?
I did. Yeah, he did.
I was like, yeah, we got a
Like
podcast.
rubbing his nose.
His
like,
whole
yeah, we got a
chest,
podcast.
full face, whole chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, we got a cut. We got,
And the
we got
look,
a podcast.
the look the dude shot me.
Podcast.
Podcast.
The look the dude shot me looks like I just pissed in his face, dude. He looked so angry when I said that.
He's like, it's one of you.
You look like you'd be in a podcast.
Listen, man, I have a podcast, but it's kind of hard to
He's
explain.
like, he just said, just pay. He
I
said,
want
just
to stop now. He said, I want out.
he said, just put the card in the reader, bro. I don't care.
The fries in the bag, bro.
Normally, you're supposed to say that to the worker.
No,
The worker
he was
said
saying
it
that
to
to
you.
me. He said, just put the card in the reader, bro.
That's
I want
sad.
you out.
I'm gonna put this up.
But we went and saw the movie.
Yeah.
We did. We went as a big old group. I think it was 8 of us.
It was awesome.
Me and Shay, Kaegan and Kayla, Jake and Ethan, Austin and Alston.
Yep.
Yeah, those
Everybody
two.
went.
Don't
Everybody
don't
went.
get those two mixed up. You have Austin and Alston
With L's.
with L's because he
A-L-L
takes those L's
stun.
daily.
Oh, our boy.
But yeah, we all went. Big group.
This is the first. I don't know about you guys, but this is the first. I've seen other anime movies,
But never in theaters.
Theater. I have. I have
Really?
seen anime movies in theaters, but I haven't seen the end of an anime in theaters. Does that make sense? Because the end of this anime, the end of the show, was made into this movie, but it's just the end of the show. It's not like another
Yeah,
thing.
like there's an extra scene or two,
Yeah.
maybe. But
But I've seen like the My Hero Academia World Hero Mission or whatever. That's like a separate thing. That's a different
It's not-
movie. You know, it's not. I think it is canon,
They're
but it's
canon,
not part
but
of
it's
the
not.
show.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
I
not an
had-
episode in the show.
I did see one anime movie in theaters before this,
What was
and
that?
it was Demon Slayer Mugen Train.
Yeah.
I went and saw the Mugen Train arc in theaters, and
Nice.
that was awesome. That's
think-
that's what had me so set on seeing this Attack on Titan movie.
I think the first anime movie I saw in theaters was Ponyo when it first
Ponyo.
came out.
I
didn't see
went and
that.
saw Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, I also
Did
went.
you?
Goulet.
No.
I also
Oh.
actually I
11
did go see.
12.
I did go see the Dragon Ball Z movie Heroes with Kayla and her dad and brother because they're big Dragon Ball fans, and they're like, "Hey, we got another ticket. Do you want to go with?" And I was like,
Why not?
"I'm not doing anything, so sure."
It was fucking awesome. though.
Rip that guy.
To see, like, even
Let me find his name because I wasn't a big Dragon Ball fan, but
Yeah.
the guy who created
Akira
Dragon Ball.
Toriyama.
Akira Toriyama.
guy.
That's him. The guy who created Dragon Ball. Yep, he passed away not too long ago.
He was an inspiration to a lot of dudes, even the creator of Attack on Titan.
Oh yeah.
He was an
She-
inspiration.
I was never a massive, like I said, I was never really a massive.
Ethan,
Dragon
were you
Ball.
about to make a?
She drag on my ball till
Yep.
Z.
Yep.
He would be proud.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
does that work?
She be yanking on my balls till I pass out.
What was that post, Kagan? Would you let me? Would you let me hit? Would you let me hit if? Would you hit if I had the yams or something?
Oh,
What is it?
It was.
What is
like
it?
he goes, "Hey, bro. So we both agreed if I was a woman, I'd have the yams."
Yeah.
He's like, "What do you want?" And
What do
he's
you
like,
want?
He's like, "Would you?" And he's like, "Just leave me alone." Let me. He's like, "Just let me drink my cola, bro." And he grabs my tree. Come on, let me just bounce on it. And he's like, "Get the fuck away from me! Get off of me, you homosexual man." Okay, I'm gonna ask.
What?
Overall thoughts of Attack on Titan?
Like the end of the show, the movie, or the
Just
Just
in
the whole
general,
thing.
the whole thing in
Absolute
general.
dog
fucking
shit.
I hate it. I was reading the
You
room.
180.
Honestly,
reading
I
the
could.
room.
There's a lot of plot holes.
I love it. I love it. Love, 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 love.
I don't get
Me too.
the hype behind it.
Ethan's like, I didn't really get it. Yeah.
I didn't understand a word they said the whole time.
Ethan, I want to hear your thoughts about the show in general after Adam tells us what he thinks.
Well, you're not in luck because I don't have any thoughts.
No
I'm not in
winkles.
luck.
I'm going to say a few words, and it's going to be, I thought it was good.
Okay. That's the end of the episode.
I have a bit more to say about it.
Adam, what did you think about it? Seeing it in theaters, what did you think?
Hang on.
It's okay.
Goth Mikasa.
Oh,
I immediately blew my load.
dude, I love in that added scene how everybody was in the theater, all the characters, and Marco was there, and he was still dead with his half his fucking head gone.
Yeah,
see,
see, I liked Levi as the janitor.
Yeah, that was
just fucking
awesome.
doing 6 spin moves, wiping
Doing all that
smudges off
for-
windows.
I like how they were
$14
arguing about
an
the
hour.
ending, and
Yeah.
Mikasa was
all
like,
that
"I
for
think."
minimum wage.
Mikasa was like, "I think it's really a war open to interpretation." Armin's like, "I waited 10 years for this,
It was very meta.
and this is the ending I got."
And Aaron's
Yeah.
just like, he said the classic, as Kagan would say, the classic Jake response. I'm just glad I got to watch it with you guys.
He's just like, because that's what Jake says. Jake was, if I
I'm
say
just happy
something,
to be
Kagan
here.
said that's what you would have said in that situation.
because
I'm
it's
just
like-
glad I got to watch it with you
like
guys.
there's a song I was listening to earlier. He says, "I don't like that song," and I was like, "Well, I do," and he's like, "Well, I like that for you."
I said I love that for you.
Yeah, he says that a lot. He's like, "Well, I love that for
It's
you."
genuine. You take it like it's a backhanded comment or something.
It just, I don't know. It just doesn't sit right.
It's like
when you
I
say
don't enjoy the thing that you enjoy, but I love
That you enjoy it.
Yeah.
It. It gives. Oh my god!
Oh man. If you,
Your eyeballs
I'll take a
huge.
I wish we had a video component, dude.
Fuck.
It's fucking awesome. Adam did some dumb shit and put a water bottle up to his face
And it magnified
magnified,
his
eyes.
magnified his eyes.
It's probably not going to work as well on me.
That's creepy.
Wait, squint. Ethan squint. Now, big white eyes.
Terrifying.
Dude, whenever he turned to the side, he looked like he had a hermit crab eyes.
Hello.
That would be terrifying. Sponge boy me Bob.
Sponge.
Okay, we gotta stop.
Yeah, okay.
Prop comedy's not good for a
What the
podcast.
fuck were we talking about?
Attack on Titan.
The Goth Mikasa.
Jake,
Yeah.
I love that for you.
Yeah. Wasn't that ending canonical? Because the tree was in the background.
I mean,
It's supposed to be like millennium in the future or something like that.
People keep thinking that it's going to be like a continuation.
Shay
like
is
in
dead
modern
set
Shay
that
day.
was
it's gonna be
immediately chomping at the bit, being like, "Oh my God, they're going to continue the show."
How would that work? How would a modern attack?
I know
it wouldn't. It
I
wouldn't work.
know some fans have wrote a alternate ending where Aaron didn't die at the end of the rumbling, and it's like modern day, and there's still Titan shifters and everything.
It's like, hey man, turn into the armored real quick and lift those beams up there.
There's
And
this
that's probably what Titan forms would be used for.
there's this
not
YouTuber
war.
there's this YouTuber called Turtle Quirk. And
I don't
it's-
like that name.
Yeah, it's because he does My Hero Academia stuff.
I mean, it would be stupid to continue to use Titan forms in modern day warfare.
In my opinion, it shouldn't be continued.
Yeah, I think it's just called Attack on Titan: The Next Generation, and it's like a fan made thing.
Gross.
Very uninspired.
It's like Boruto, Naruto, the next generation.
As
That's,
sad as it makes me whenever a show I really like ends, it's
I feel like Attack on Titan.
I hate it more whenever a show I really like gets dragged out to the point of just being
milked, yeah.
stupid and unwatchable anymore.
That was me with Dragon Ball. I liked Dragon Ball Z Kai, and I was like, okay, this is good. And then they keep making Dragon Ball shows. It's like, okay,
It's like
Stop.
all
We're gonna stop now.
All of my favorite shows end after like a few 3, 4, sometimes 5 seasons, and it's like they end on a good note and they know how they want to end the story and they end it well.
I am a huge advocate of quality over quantity
Yes.
when
Yes.
it comes to TV shows.
It's like Attack on Titan, one of my favorite shows ever. They ended it, and it's sad. Like, I've watched the show for so long, and it was so good, and it's over, and it's sad that it's over. But it's like also if they would have just kept it going and turned it into like a One Piece situation or like a Naruto situation where it just
Keeps going forever.
I am dead set, and this is my belief that the One Piece was going to be the friends we made along the way, but he realized that's stupid, so he was like, "Well, I don't know how to end this now."
but
so
he considered it.
He just keeps dragging it on, like, well, I don't know what else to do.
What the fuck
I'm
do I do?
Dead set that the One Piece is the founding Titan.
One Piece?
The One Piece is going to be the founding
Can
Titan.
we get much higher?
The sequel's going to be
Can we
Two
get
Piece.
much higher? Yes, much higher. 50 meters tall, to be precise.
I don't think they're going to continue it.
I don't
Me
either.
neither.
I don't think they should.
It would be stupid.
I agree.
They shouldn't.
It's also one of those shows that's great. Like, anime in general has a lot of filler. This anime does not.
Yeah, there's like no
There's
filler.
no filler at all.
Every
It's just
episode is
straight
relevant to the
point.
story.
Yep. It forwards the plot every time.
Yeah.
Every episode.
It's like what I was going to say when it comes to like you said, continuation and it being unnecessary and like the best things ending eventually.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan ended. Avatar: The Last Airbender, 3 seasons ended, wrapped up their story perfectly.
Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul had 5 seasons, I believe, each.
I think. I know
Great.
Breaking Bad
They're
did. I still haven't finished Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul.
You need to. They're
But
so good.
one show I wanted to bring this up as like an example. You can call me stupid, cringe,
You're
stupid boy.
Cringe, stupid boy.
I used to watch Supernatural.
Oh, yeah?
You know that show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kagan and I watched one episode of it, and it was the second. I think it was the second.
The one with the
episode.
Wendigo.
Yeah, and that's the only reason why we watched it.
I mean, I liked it. It was a decent show, and it was fun. And, it was a fun show.
Yeah.
And the story was pretty good. And the only reason I really watched it is because for the longest time, we didn't have cable. We had like a DVD player, and my parents had like a big collection of DVDs.
Yeah.
And they
Good
had,
old days.
And they had some shows on DVD, and my mom had Supernatural, the first 5 seasons on DVD. And it should have ended at the 5th season.
Yeah.
There's
How many
like
seasons are there?
11
Like,
seasons now.
I thought there was like 25.
There's a lot.
I could be wrong.
I think it's somewhere in between.
The
there.
Walking Dead ended.
I think
at
it's like
11
19.
seasons.
I may
That
be
was-
thinking of The Walking Dead.
I was gonna say The Walking Dead just kept dragging on. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I finished it, but I am not caught up with the spin-offs, and I don't really care.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's got 15 seasons.
15.
Supernatural does.
Yep.
Yep.
Is it still going, or did it end?
It ended.
It ended.
Okay.
I remember it should have ended with the 5th season. Like the 5th season, that's where they were going to end it.
Yeah.
And then the network was like, we want more.
Give us more.
Yeah, so they just kept going. And
Papa,
it
me
honestly,
want more movie.
It honestly kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah.
I personally, I haven't watched anything past like the 6th or the 7th season. But from what I've heard, it goes like the 6th, 7th, they're kind of rough and then it gets better again. but I don't want to slog through 2 or 3 seasons of rough. Like,
Yeah.
True, and I think the quality of Attack on Titan is consistent all the way through.
Yes.
It's very rare that you get that. And
The animation-
especially anime. So
I was gonna say the animation quality did kind of dip in the 3rd and 4th season, but that's because it was picked up by Mappa.
no, just the 4th.
Just the
The
4th.
3rd is still
Yeah,
the original.
It was
studio.
picked up by Mappa.
What are they
so-
called? Wit
Studio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Wit, and then for the 4th season, it became Mappa, and they used a lot more CGI. Even in
I think
scenes,
they
Especially on the
used like
Titans.
a mocap kind of.
I was gonna say, especially in some scenes
They
where
did do some
C-
mocap shit that really.
I was gonna say there were some scenes where CGI was not necessary. There's a scene where Mikasa is CGI'd right next to like Jean, and it's like Jean is drawn, but Mikasa is CGI'd, and she flies away, and I was just like,
do you know what season?
it was in season. It was during the movie.
4. Oh, I missed it then. I don't know what
Wait,
season
no,
you're talking about.
no, it wasn't during the movie. It was during the first episode of season 4 when they invade Marley, and like
That would have
Jean,
been like the 5th episode or the 6th.
Jean kills like some dudes, and then Mikasa comes by, and as she flies off, you can tell she's CGI, but Jean isn't.
isn't.
And I was like, what the fuck?
The one that really threw me off was like in the 2nd or 3rd episode of season 4, when there's that scene where Falco, Gabi, Udo, and Zofia are on like the shorefront, like they're like near the ocean, they're near some
Yeah.
shops, and Udo starts like complaining about
Yes,
something, and he
yes.
starts like motioning his hands and moving around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one I was thinking of.
It looked like it was
It looked like he
rotoscoped.
was wearing a mocap. Some dude was wearing a mocap suit, and they matched it up to like some really choppy animation, and it didn't work.
So they
Yeah.
had like the choppy animation with the human characters, and then a lot of the time with the Titan shifters. they
It was
used,
all
CG.
CGI.
And it
Like
was
with
like
the Beast Titan and
smooth.
Honestly,
Yeah, it looked
the
weird- it looked
CGI
weird to me.
Titans didn't bother me.
Yeah.
They
CGI
bothered
was
me at
fine.
first.
Yeah.
See, you could tell during that first little bit they were trying to figure out the animation,
Yeah.
and then like once you got kind of later, once they were on parody and stuff, it just like got better in terms of the smoothness of it.
They got it down.
But those first like 5 to 10 episodes are rough. Like,
I was gonna say, I
don't
know
get me wrong,
Mappa's-
they still look good in terms of
Yeah.
like the art style. And
I was gonna
stuff.
say Mappa's really good at animation. Like if you've seen Chainsaw Man, it's animated by Mappa, and some of the scenes in that anime go crazy with like the budget. You're like, they didn't care about the budget in that scene; they just wanted to go hard. And in Attack on Titan, yeah, the CGI it throws you off at first, but then you're just kind of like, oh well,
they should
it's
get,
probably easier to do than
They should have
drawing
gotten what's the studio's name? The one that does Demon Slayer. And Fates. They also did Fate Stay Night.
I don't know. I thought it was Mappa, but
No, it's not Mappa. Damn it. I gotta look them
I
up.
can't remember it either.
They should get them to make Attack on Titan. Reanimate it
I am very envious of Kayla and Ethan.
for watching
Because
it
not
the first
only
time
did
again.
they get to see the end of the show in theaters, but they also got to experience the show as a whole for the first time.
yeah.
I
And
liked-
this show has so many twists and turns and so many big reveals that are so earned. They're great.
UFO Table.
UFO Table,
I
that's
could
the
not
studio.
remember. Yeah, that's the studio that does Demon Slayer.
I liked the episode we watched where it reveals that Aaron was behind everything.
Yeah.
That's my favorite
And
episode
then
of the whole show,
and
dude.
then we paused at the end. We're like, Ethan, what'd you think? And he was just in silence.
Ethan, what did you think? And he's like, Aaron, you dickhead.
It
Man,
was
you
like,
should have seen
it was
him.
always Aaron.
You should have seen him in the theater because I was sitting next to him, and by the end of it, he was just like,
Adam
like
kept.
yeah.
we
he
were
kept-
separated when we were in the theater. He was in the front row. Me, Jake,
Austin and Alston were in the back.
Austin, and Alston were in the back, and Adam would peek his head up over to
Every
see
now and
my
again, I'd
reaction.
just like,
Yeah.
I
sit
could
up.
see him.
Yeah, I would look over too, and you just always have a concerned look on your face.
Yeah.
Just like a,
Yeah.
what the hell?
I want to talk about how you felt about it, Ethan. I want to know your thoughts, like experiencing it for the first time.
I do want to, and I also want to talk about some of my favorite scenes
Yeah.
from those last like 2 sections.
It was good.
was
I
good.
just
You
I don't
said way
think
more
about
than you-
this stuff
okay, but
critically.
You had a lot more to say when we were actually watching it.
And like whenever we're in the theater
Yeah.
and talking about it after the fact.
So as a whole, like, you like the show, yes?
I like the
Is
show.
it among one of your favorites now?
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
I don't like that answer.
Yeah, I don't either. What the hell?
It was.
Say more.
I don't know what else to say.
Okay, so I want to talk about some of my favorite moments
Okay.
from those last like 2 sections, 2 episodes,
To
whatever.
the movie.
So first up, yeah,
Okay.
the last 2 specials combined into the movie.
Okay.
Yep. So let me think. Hanji's death.
That was sad.
Yeah, sad but awesome.
That broke Kayla's heart when that happened, dude.
I bet.
She was like Kayla's last surviving favorite character, except like Rhina.
Yeah, dude, that was so funny. She was like, "Oh, I have some favorite characters," and we were like, "Oh, really? Who is it?" And she told me it was
Listed all of
She
them.
was
and
watching.
they all had-
She was watching season 1, so the original 4, or no, it was 3. She had picked 3 favorite characters right in the beginning, and she was like maybe like 6 or 7 episodes into season 1. And she was like, I have some favorites. I like them. And we were like, oh, yeah, tell us. And she was like, so there's these 2 guys, right? And they said they came from like a village in the mountains. And
Rhino and Bluetooth.
the face I
Reindeer
made when
and
she
butthole.
said that. I was just kind of, oh no.
Yeah, and she was like, one of them's blonde and the other one is dark hair and he's tall. And I was like, oh, you're talking about Rhina and Bertold. She was like, yeah, I like them. And I was like, okay, who else? And she was like,
I like Annie.
Me and Kaegan were like, oh no. And she was like, who else? And she was like, there's this one girl, and they call her Potato Girl. She was like eating a potato.
Sasha.
Sasha, and we were just like,
We were like,
Sasha,
oh,
my
no.
beloved.
And I told Kaegan, I was like, oh boy, 3 favorite characters, and 2 of them are traitors, and 2 of them die violent deaths. Like,
yeah. And she's like, also like Hanji, and I was like,
Yeah,
you're making this list worse.
Yeah.
She's like, also like Irvin. It's like,
She just keeps making it worse.
it's like you were not helping.
Keep
yourself.
snowballing.
You were just preparing yourself for heartbreak.
almost all the best characters just die. Like,
Except Reiner, my beloved.
yeah, Rhina. And
It's
Rhina
Rhina.
lives.
Reiner, my
Levi
beloved.
lives.
Oh yeah, favorite characters. I think Kaegan and my favorite character is Reiner.
Reina's-
he's awesome.
Reiner with a
It's
hard R.
really hard.
Whoa.
It's really hard for me to pick a favorite character.
Rhina's
but
my
Rhina
favorite.
is
Yeah,
up there
he
for
is
me.
my favorite
Like he's
character.
close to the top for me.
What about you, Ethan? Who's your favorite? Who ended up being your favorite by the end?
Either Mikasa. That's a hard question
Dude,
to answer. Either
it's-
Hanji, Mikasa, or Rhina.
Hanji, Mikasa, Reiner. Okay.
Kayla liked Aaron, and I can't justify that. I'm
All the
sorry.
way through. She liked Aaron all the way through, which is controversial. That's an opinion.
That's weird because
That's
he's
an
kind of an
opinion.
annoying little shit
Yeah.
for a lot of it.
Yeah.
My favorite
And then
character
kind of
was
a villain.
Gabi.
Gabi,
What?
I loved Gabi.
I do like Gabi.
Fuck just came out of your mouth just now? No. We've had this whole debate. She's an okay character.
I will say
yeah.
she started out terrible, but
Yeah.
towards the end of the show, she
Yeah.
becomes very tolerable. You're like, okay, I see where you're coming
I do
from.
remember whenever we left the theater finally after being in there for almost 3 hours, me and Kaegan, like I guess we both had to piss like a racehorse, and we went to the restroom together, and we were using the bathroom and washing our hands, and he was like, Adam, I got to be honest, Armin really brought it back for me this season. He's a great character.
yeah.
Yeah.
You ended up liking Armin?
He really
Hell
warmed
yeah.
up to Armin
I
because
love
Armin's
Armin.
awesome.
I
He's
love
He,
Armin.
he pulls his
Yeah.
fucking weight in season
Yes, he
four.
built different
Yes,
in
he
the 4th
does.
season.
Yeah, he is. It's
Yeah, dude.
awesome.
Got a
He-
better haircut, too.
Yeah.
They really had to they had to take him out of the final battle on Aaron's back because he was carrying the whole fucking team. He was
Yeah.
the brain. Of
They
the
had to
team.
really boyify him so he
Even-
wasn't as cutesy.
Even when Aaron was in the founding Titan form, the first person he went for was Armin because he was like, "That could be a problem."
Yeah, he's going to be a problem.
He's like, "Oh, that could be a problem if he transforms. I gotta
Yeah.
take care of that."
That actually wasn't him.
well,
It was Emir.
Emir.
Yeah, because you see whenever he's getting like snatched up, he looks out of the corner of his eye and Emir's just watching him like, yeah.
Then she was like,
That
"Oh, he's
deadpan
gonna."
stare.
Yeah,
she's
she was
"He's
like, I
gonna-
gotta get this dude out of here.
He's gonna be a fucking problem. I don't want to rebuild his fucking Titan. Know how
Yeah.
tiring that is.
I'm good.
Think about that. I just like to picture. So, Emir, she sits there and she builds all the Titan forms and everything the Titans make. She makes it by hand out
With
of
sand and
and water. And I like to think that, like, after Aaron got through to her and he turned into that giant fucking ribcage monster, that she's just sitting there making it like, fuck, mother.
Same
Mother.
shit.
She's
Fuck,
so
same
mad.
shit, different day.
Yeah, she's just like, except this time, instead of just kind of doing it and being all like deadpan and like basically like a dead woman walking, just kind
Yeah.
of doing it out of habit, she's sitting here like mad about it. Like, come on, we're gonna.
She's like,
this thing's gonna destroy the whole fucking
she's
world.
like, oh, all right, Aaron, I'll make you a thing, but it's gonna look weird. It's gonna look fucking weird. All right, I'm
She's like,
kind of
we're-
on a time crunch here.
She's like, we're gonna use this thing to fucking kill everything.
You're gonna have a lot of ribs.
It's like those.
and very tiny legs.
It's like those cooking shows where they're on the clock and they're rushing at the very end, and then they're finally done, and then this fucking thing falls over.
Chefs, you have 10 seconds. 10.
Just like,
Nine.
fuck, 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 fuck. It's like, ah!
All I can think
And then
of.
it's like, all right, let's see your founding Titan. They're like, oh, what is that?
I was thinking.
Fuck out of here, you donkey. Something like
sandwich.
I don't know why you made me think of it was this old clip from like a cooking show where it was it was a British, or no, it was like a news show. It was a British like Good Morning show or something. And the two like news anchors, they had like this Italian chef on or something, and he made this dish. Excuse me. And so it's this Italian chef, this British lady, and this British like old man, and they're all like, having this, they're trying his cooking and talking about it. And the lady goes, if this had ham in it, this would be very similar to a British carbonara. And the chef just looks at her, and he looks at the dish, and he goes, well, if my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. It's just not the same thing. And the other British guy just fucking loses it. Like he's on the floor immediately, like just laughing. If my grandma had wheels, she would have been a bike.
She would have been a bike.
Talking about at the last minute the food falls apart. That reminded me of one baking show where like this little girl's making like this arch out of like cereal.
Yeah, yes.
And right as the thing goes off,
she just starts crying.
it falls off, and you just see her go.
Yeah, I felt bad for her.
I think that was on Hell's Kitchen.
I think it was. Yeah,
It's like a kid version of
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Ymir's just building like all the fucking Titans, and she's
You
like, I
think-
saw this on Rachel Ray.
You think she? I don't know if about
Food
y'all,
Network.
but if I was Ymir, I would have built a JBL speaker so I could blast some
Yeah,
music.
but
Well, hey, if I'm building Titans, I'm gonna want to listen to something. It's like I
I
don't
had
want to.
nothing but her thoughts.
Dude, do you think she was listening? Do you think she was bumping that new Kendrick album?
like, fuck up my
Get the fuck out my thighs.
Mustard reincarnated. I was stargazing.
Better not sing too much of that. Yeah. Copyright.
But that's all I was thinking was the reincarnated part.
No.
Reincarnated. Fuck.
Yeah, I just lost my train of thought.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I think the Founding Titans design was terrible.
Aaron's Founding Titan?
Yes, I hated the way it looked.
I wouldn't say, for me, I wouldn't say the design was terrible. Like, I didn't hate the design or anything, but whenever I saw it, I wished for something more. Like, I was really hoping that, like, I get why it looked like that, and, like,
Why he look like that?
I get it.
I was gonna say, can you explain why it looked like that to me?
Because Gabi blew his head off, and so he was basically like a Titan body forming from a severed head, so it was kind of all messy and messed
incomplete.
up.
Him look like a white hair
I was gonna
clip.
say, I really wish it would have looked more like Emir's.
Yeah,
Founding
like
Titan.
imagine, because Amir's is like
Was
the show
terrifying.
doesn't. One, it was terrifying, and two, the show doesn't do it justice as to like just how big it was.
I think it said it was like 280 meters.
Amir's founding Titan is like fucking like 4 or 5 colossals standing on top of each other.
Wow.
Like it's huge.
And
Is
his
she the
face
one
was
that
just a
has like the
skull.
exposed rib cage?
Yes.
Yeah.
And her face was just like a skull,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Ethan said. Yeah.
I'd say honestly that rib cage that Aaron had is about the only part that was actually to scale of how big
Everything
the founder was
else was-
supposed
yeah.
to be.
Everything else was
I
so
felt the
tiny.
way that it got around was kind of goofy
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crawling around like a caterpillar.
on the ribs.
Yeah.
And then he had legs.
He had those 2 little legs at the back pushing him along.
dragging.
No, they were walking.
Yeah, they shouldn't have been.
Honestly, it would have been better if they were just kind of like.
And how long his fucking hair was, dude.
I did like the head and the hair
Yeah.
and the arms. I thought that looked cool.
Yeah.
But the way that it moved and like all the ribs and stuff, like,
Yeah.
I did think it was funny when the Colossal Titans kept tripping over each other.
yeah.
Because it's like there's nothing in there. They're literally just built to walk and destroy. They have no thought behind them.
I love their faces. Like it's horrifying watching. Like they're leveling the world, and it has the shots of like where it zooms in on their faces, and they're just kind of like
Yeah.
not even like there. They're just kind of
deadpan.
walking.
Yeah.
That's such a horrifying. Imagine getting like trampled to death or killed by some giant being, almost beyond your comprehension. That doesn't even seem to like have
It's
a
not
thought.
even like conscious.
Doesn't even seem to have a thought behind its eyes.
It's literally
for-
just like a machine.
I forgot that Ramsey got his head crushed on the last episode.
He got more than just his head crushed, dude.
he got his whole body crushed.
Well, yeah, but it
He was
showed
turned
his
to
head.
Play-Doh.
It showed his head and the teeth and
teeth.
everything. That was fucking brutal, dude.
Dude.
Ramsey's a kid.
What about
by
that
the way.
shot of like where it's showing all the cuts of the people trying to escape, and you get the one cut of that one dude that just fucking blows his fucking brains out.
I saw a post that said he was the smartest guy in Attack on Titan or something like that.
I mean,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Would you rather do
Makes
that or
sense.
get stomped?
Or burned to death.
Burned, yeah.
Dude, so
Also, yeah, weren't they like emitting steam the entire time they were walking?
basically.
That's
I mean,
what
Colossals, it's kind of really hot anyway.
they
like-
run hot.
They don't necessarily have to be emitting steam. I think
That was
like,
one thing
what?
I didn't really get is that some people would just burst into flames being near the Colossal Titans, But
Hanji.
Hanji wasn't. She didn't burst into flames immediately. She killed at least like 3 or 4 of them before she exploded.
Three
My
or
thought
four?
process was,
More like 12.
yeah, she killed
She
quite
killed a
few.
handful of them.
She killed a handful, but she didn't
Nothing in the
immediately
grand
catch
scheme.
flames. You know,
My thought process behind that is that yes, Colossal Titans, they weren't doing the steam emission thing, but they do run hot. So
maybe
maybe
it was because of how fast she was moving.
I was thinking like on the front, like whenever she first encountered them, that was like the front line. She was just dealing with a few Titans, so it was hot, but it wasn't like catch
Yes.
on fire
Searing hot,
And
yeah.
then as she like worked through
Yeah,
and got
yeah.
more, she was around more and more of them, and it was
Yeah.
hotter
The
from heat building
wave
up.
and all
Yes.
that.
So-
I was also thinking that how fast she was moving was also probably cooling her down.
Probably.
Because of all the air. Because even if, it's hot air, if it's moving fast enough, it's going to have some
Yeah.
Yeah.
coolness to it.
That was always my thought though, was that on the front lines it's not as hot, but once you kind of kill a few and you start to work your
Pack
way
into-
in,
yeah, 'cause-
there's more in like a tighter area, so
Which-
there's more heat.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because if you're in a room full of people, it gets hot because
Yeah.
of all the body heat.
It's like
So-
whenever you open an oven and it's like, you stick your hand next to it, it's hot, but if you put your hand inside of it, it's
Yeah.
hot. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But like there was like the people on the front of the Titans, because there weren't people. I hate to tell you, the people getting burned and crushed were not making it past that first row, dude. And if
Yeah.
they did, it was a godsend. But if anything, it was worse. It'd probably be better to get killed first.
yeah. Dude.
Talk about the rumbling, huh? So, the rumbling is like the destruction of 80% of the population.
90%.
It was supposed to be. It was 80%.
I thought it was 90.
No, it was 80. He made it an even playing field, so there's the same amount of population in the
Parody as there was in the world?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he was talking to Armin. He was like 80%. That's all you managed to, or no, 20. I crush 80% of the world. The rest is all you managed to save.
Armin was like, say that again?
Yeah, he's that
I'm
look on his
sorry?
face where he was like,
You what? yeah.
Yeah.
I still think Aaron would love My Little Pony.
personally,
Friendship is magic.
I still liked Aaron's character.
One thing
By
that
the
I
end,
saw.
yes, I liked Aaron.
One
Just
thing-
wasn't my favorite character.
The thing Jake sent me where he was like, he's the best guy around.
They murdered a lot of
what
people.
murder?
What murder? Yeah. What, Kagan?
I was gonna say. Oh yeah, that's what it was. I had to think about it for a second. Is that I saw someone point something out? Is that Parody still kind of was condemning themselves to death because they created like a military force and would send them out to deal with it, and it's like, so Aaron really didn't solve anything.
Are you talking about the regime that rose after?
Yeah,
What were they called?
The Jaegerists?
The
I think they
Jaegerists
were
or
still
something
called
like
the
that?
Jaegerists.
Yeah.
they were called the Jaegerists. Yeah, but it's like they still, in my opinion, Aaron really didn't solve anything.
Oh, he
He
did.
he
He just made the world smaller.
Instead of it
postponed.
being a one-sided war of attrition, now it's an evenly matched war, and
Yeah.
the Titans are gone, so now it's just regular war.
I saw the post. I saw a post that said Aaron's whole character was like, I'm going to kill all of the Titans. And it came to season 4 in the rumbling. It's like, scratch that. I'm going to kill everyone.
That's how it was. He's like, yeah, I'm. After second thought, I think everyone deserves to die.
Literally in season 1, like I said, at the end of season 1, when he's fighting Annie and Stohess, he has that line where he says, "I will destroy the entire world."
He wasn't lying.
He was not lying. Say what you want about Aaron, but he was spitting facts.
I got a question for you, Ethan.
Okay.
What did you think about Flock by the end?
What statism does to a motherfucker.
I really like Flock.
I was thinking,
I like Flock.
flock to
Flock
shoot that
to
thing.
shoot that thing.
Jake,
Get out.
Get out!
you're wrong. That's all I'm gonna say.
Kagan.
Flock was dedicated, but he sucked ass.
I liked
I
every
liked Flock.
character. I liked everyone as a character. I didn't like everyone as a person.
You didn't like him?
But I liked everyone as a
I
character.
will.
didn't
I
like
will
Flock.
admit, Flock locked the fuck in at the end
Okay,
until he
okay,
got
okay.
shot in the shoulder by
Flock
Gabby.
or Gabby? Gabby.
Gabby.
Which one?
In
Which one
terms
do you
of-
like more?
In terms of better character?
Yeah.
Gabi.
Gabby is
Gabby.
a better character, yes. But
Flock
like,
was
which
just
one
a
do you like
psycho.
more?
I like Gabi better.
You like Gabby?
Yeah.
I like Flock.
Flock was just
You
a fucking
like
psycho.
Flock?
I like Flock.
I
That's
like.
a
Don't get me
red
wrong.
flag.
I
He's
like.
a fucking psycho.
Don't
yes,
get me
but
wrong.
it's fun to like psychos.
I like Flock. Like,
It
fine.
is interesting.
He had his
Yes.
moments. Like I love the part. It's like I never said it was the military police who drank the wine. You knew, and he just goes
Yeah. He's fucking crazy, but I love him. He's awesome.
that fucking sinister ass grin.
And whenever he was fighting off, he fought off Mikasa, Falco, a whole bunch of different scouts.
The cart titan.
The cart like that scene is fucking awesome.
That's what I said. He locked the fuck
When
in
he
up
made
until
it to the
Gabby
ship.
shot him in the shoulder.
He was about to shoot the ship,
Yeah.
and then Gabi fucking
And then he swam or attached himself to
He
the boat
hooked
or
himself
something.
to the boat and got dragged all the way to the mainland just to
dude.
fucking still climb up on land, whip out a pistol,
And
and
shoot
try
the
and
shit.
kill them.
And he
shot
missed
the
every
fucking-
shot.
But he
Well,
did
he shot a
manage to
hole
hit the
in the-
fucking
yeah.
plane.
And then Mikasa shot him through the throat with a hook.
Like,
which
say
I
what
thought
you
was
want.
brutal as fuck.
He's dedicated. He was. And he had his moments, and he was, he was dedicated to his cause and whatever he believed in. He was a great character, but I don't really care for him as a person.
No, I don't either, man. He was
That's
a cool character.
one gripe I have in anime is just the perseverance of characters. Sometimes it's like
It's-
a character will lose their entire like arm or leg, and then they'll still be like, "I can still fight." It's like, dog, you're out of this race.
It's like Tanjiro showing up at his house and his entire family's been fucking brutally murdered, except for one sister who's been turned into a demon. And he's just like, I'm a good person and I'm going to help people and I'm such a kind soul. And I'm
Kaegan?
also going to kill demons, but I'm going to help people.
Don't underestimate the human spirit.
And I'm also going to love the demons, even though they killed my family. I'm going to kill them, but I'm going to love them too.
be like, I understand where you're coming
I
from.
understand.
I'd be like,
go
no,
and-
motherfucker, I see red.
You killed 500,000 people, but I see and I can feel your sadness. Go in peace. Like,
It's like, no, I'd be Inosuke. No, motherfucker, I see red.
I'll saw your fucking head off.
He's not Darth Vader.
But okay, let me get back. So Hanji's death, hit me like a truck.
It didn't hit me the first time that I saw it, but then the second time I saw it, I was like, damn.
Hit me like a truck. I love the scene of like Levi's like, hey, what do you think you're doing? He was like, come on, Levi. She's like, I have the urge to make a really cool exit right about now.
Yeah.
Great character. Love Hanji.
she was
honestly, I'd have to say from like that entire stretch, other than like the final act with like, Armin and Eren having their conversation and, Eren's death and, seeing everything wrap up. Other than that, my favorite part of that entire like rest of the end is Armin's conversation with Zeke in the paths.
Yeah.
Where he pulls the leaf out of the sand, but to Zeke it looks like a baseball.
Yeah.
And they're talking about, like the little things, how like, life, they're always talking like stuff.
The little things in life.
They're talking like, life is suffering and shit. And
Yeah, Zeke is like
Armin
the
like
whole
hits him
point
with
of
the
life is-
revelation of like, maybe, it's these little moments of happiness and joy that you should be worried about.
Bro's doubting ass when I hit him with whimsy.
Yeah. It's what
He's like,
makes,
oh, I get it now.
it's what makes life worth living.
Yeah, because Zeke was just like, humans are just meant to reproduce. And then what? And Armin's like, yeah, but have you ever played baseball? And he's like, oh, damn, you're right.
He's like, remember those times when you played catch?
You like ball, remember?
And he's like, oh.
I like
I
ball.
do like how that ties into his character. And
I loved
how he
that
fucking-
scene.
How Zeke
Yeah.
throws the boulders and shit, and how he has the form and everything. Like that didn't make sense at first, but then whenever you get that context, it's like, oh, cool.
When I first saw Zeke and he was described as like the war chief
Yeah.
or whatever, I thought he was like the leader of some tribe out in the sticks.
Whenever
I
I first watched the show, that was my thought, was that it was like a tribe of people that Rhina and Bertold and Zeke were a part of. I was like, I
Yeah.
thought it was like some tribe of Titan shifters.
I thought he was Erwin's dad. When I
So
first
did I.
saw the anime, that's what I thought.
Dude, I did too. Fuck.
Can you imagine what like that storyline could have been really cool? Like
I-
Erwin finding out that his dad was a Titan.
His
and-
old man.
Dude,
Yeah.
I didn't even think, because some people did think Grisha, like immediately. I didn't think Grisha at all whenever I first saw it. I did think Ervin's dad.
Yeah.
I thought him and Grisha were brothers. Because I
Zeke and
saw
Grisha?
when the animation went to his dad, they looked a lot
Yeah.
alike. So, especially in the nose area.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny how Zeke, seemed to be like such a big threat, and then he just gets his ass dog walked every time.
Oh, he was a big threat. He like wiped out the entire scout regiment. But
He was at first,
They just
and then
pulled a fast
they-
one and snuck a Levi up behind him.
That's what I was gonna say.
Oh, we have a Levi.
They were good until they brought.
We have a Levi.
I have an army.
We have
We have a Levi.
We have a Levi.
We have
got
a
a little
short little
man.
man.
I can throw boulders.
We have a short little manlet who can.
And I have a manlet who can pull some Monster Hunter shit.
We got a small germaphobe.
He
coming
pulls
at
the
your
fucking
six.
what was it, the insect glaive, where you jump up in the air and fucking come back down like.
No, I was saying because there's the dual blades in Monster Hunter, and there's a move that you can do that's literally what Levi does, where he spins with the blades.
Really?
In Monster Hunter, yeah, you can do that.
I was thinking insect glaive.
You like-
that's what I played in Monster Hunter World. I was an insect glaive, and you
You'll
could jump
like-
up in the air and come back down spinning. And
You'd like run up the monster, and then you'd hit that same thing that Levi does, and just spin like a buzzsaw and
rad.
down. And I was like, that's pretty rad.
Ethan, did you have a favorite part of the movie?
I can't remember there.
I loved Rhina fighting off the Warhammer Titans. I thought that was cool.
Dude, Rhina just messing
yeah.
shit up.
He locked in, dude. He locked the
locked
fuck in. He blocked a fucking sword with his arm. He just went, Gah! And then, or like, he broke that one's arm and then just snapped its neck.
I liked
Threw a tomahawk at another one.
I liked the fucking
Fucking
the scene with Peak. She was up there impaled by the fucking
Yeah.
Warhammer Titan, and then she just comes out of her thing, and comes running down the thing. I wish I could.
on the trident. Yeah.
I wish I had some of that ODM gear.
I thought it
Fuck!
was awesome how she kept transforming.
Yeah, and she kept they kept
Yeah.
killing her Titan, and she would just pop out of
yeah.
it and transform again.
She's like, it
awesome.
doesn't
Yeah.
matter how many times. I can do this 100 times if I have to.
And then at the end, like when John finally left, she was like, "Then again, 100 times is nothing if I have to fight 1,000,000 guys."
Yeah, because the founding Titan just kept making them anytime they'd get killed.
Yeah,
And then,
I love that whole fight. Like it wasn't even Aaron doing it. Like Aaron, all he was doing was walking.
Yeah,
Like
it
that's
was-
all he
it
cared
was
about was just
Emir.
moving forward. It was Amir that was doing all the fucking weird shit.
all the weird shit.
Yeah.
She's weird.
She's weird. No likey. She weird.
one thing I wish
She let me hit because I'm goofy.
One thing I wish it would have delved into more is the previous Titan shifters of like the armored, the female, the colossal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of just the attack, because we had Grisha and Kruger and them, but I wanted to see previous inheritors of the other Titans too. Like who did Rhina inherit the armored Titan from? Who did Bertold inherit the colossal from? Like, because there was someone before them. That's kind of how it works. So who were they?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. That's actually a really good point because we see Aaron and Armin see the memories of Bertold and
Grisha and
yeah,
Kruger.
yeah. But Reiner and nobody else.
I
is
think
like,
that was
hey.
one thing they point out is that Bertold and Rhina specifically don't have memories of their previous shifters.
Huh.
And
that
then
was part of it.
I mean, we did get to see
Not
Zeke
necessarily.
with
you don't always get them.
That's weird.
we did get to see Zeke with Tom.
Mr. Sava.
Yeah. Tom Sava. We got to see his, which was a ram, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's weird that Bertold didn't, but Armin did. Weird.
Yeah. It kind of varies from person to person.
Because I wanted to see.
One I was thinking of is like Porco.
Oh, yeah?
Galliard. He like didn't have his brother's memories for the longest time until like way later on. Eventually he got them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the thing that sparked them was that he was in contact with Aaron.
Yeah.
I remember Aaron, the founding Titan. He was like slamming his fucking. He was like slamming his
Yeah.
fist on his he was messing him up.
Mm-hmm.
And while Aaron was in contact with him at that point, for some reason, it just there was like that little zap of
Yeah.
like electricity, and that's when Porco got to see Marcel's memories.
Man, anime. It's something.
He was crushing.
If you've
his
never seen
nape.
Attack on Titan, I'm speaking another fucking language right now. Like,
I was thinking about that the entire time we were talking. Like, those of you that don't know what this is or have never seen it, you're not going to know what the fuck we're talking about. Was that on your shoe?
I think so.
What's on your shoe?
I think it's like a big ball of lint. I'm gonna go
But
throw
like
it away.
we got
Oh.
to see other we got to see what the other armored titans look like,
Yeah.
and whatnot. But we didn't get to see them. They were like fading glimpses, and it's like I wanted to see what the other shifters look like.
Dude, there was one version of the Armored Titan that looked like a fucking. It looked like the thing from
Yeah, it did.
Fantastic Four.
It had
Yeah.
armor like everywhere except its neck
So
right here.
here's the thing.
You let that sink in.
What does it want now? What is?
What was what's y'all's favorite Titan
sink.
shifter? Not including the founding, because that's cheating.
Titan
That's
shifter,
cheating.
like
Yeah, like the Titan.
the Titan. Okay.
Our favorite of the 9.
Yeah,
In terms of like ability and design and all that stuff, I thought the Warhammers were fucking awesome.
Yeah. I wish the Warhammer had like more.
Screen time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Good
unfortunate
screen time.
that the person that had the Warhammer in the beginning
Was not a fighter.
was somebody who like had just gotten the Warhammer,
And
so
that.
didn't really know how to use it.
Yeah.
That seems to be a running theme. It was the same deal with the Founder.
Yeah.
When Grisha took the Founder, it was because, what was her name? Frida. It was because Frida Rice had like just inherited it, and she really didn't know how to fight yet.
So Grisha just fucked
Yeah,
her
Grisha
up.
just came in, ran her fade, and left. Like, ran her fade, ate her fade, and then left.
I do think it was funny that Armin had Annie, smitten for him. And he wasn't even trying, dog. Dude straight up to Bear told, I took your life, I took your shoddy, I took your powers, I took your memories.
Have you seen?
I took everything, literally everything you
I
had.
sent
I
y'all
love
that-
at the end in that movie, towards the end of the fight on Aaron's back, he's like talking to Bertolt. Armin's talking to Bertolt, then he's like, "Hey, I know I took like your everything, but could you help us out?"
He's like, listen, I took everything from you, your memories, everything. But that's also how I know you don't want this to happen. So
Can we
Can we
help
speed
each
this
other?
along?
Could you help us out here?
help me, and I promise that I will bring your name up at least once to Annie. And like,
Help me, and I promise I will pretend I'm you when I bang her.
Oh man,
That is sad.
I promise, and I will keep you in mind as I am hitting it from the back. Like,
literally.
On God.
no.
Wait, hold on. So before, sorry, Adam, I keep
Literal,
getting
dude.
it.
Hang on.
Yeah, go
Literal generational back shots.
Yeah.
I think
Well, I was thinking like whenever the Titans they don't exist anymore. Do the previous shifters still have the memories of? So does like Armin still have?
I
the
mean, I
memories of
assume
Bertolt, or-
if they saw their memories, then they
have
still
the
memory
It's
of
like
the
committed
memories.
to their memory. They have the memory of those memories.
what?
They don't have access to them anymore. I assume. but-
Inception.
I think ODM gear sex would go crazy.
Dude, omnidirectional banging. Like,
On God.
How would that work?
You just
omnidirectional.
Are you ready for?
What do you mean, how would that work?
omnidirectional
You have to
dicking?
be swinging, and the cords would get tangled.
Have you ever heard of a sex swing, Ethan?
Good point.
There you go. I rest my case.
ODM sex. Call that shit a swing set.
Okay, but what if it's like
What was I saying? Fuck.
2 swings?
I think you're thinking about it a little too much.
They
yeah.
just rock back and forth in the ODM
Just
gear.
put the shit on and fuck. That's
connecting.
I just want to finger her peak. Like. Anyway, the thing.
Cart Titan was my favorite.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, that was a
God.
question.
God, no.
My favorite was Zeke. His
Mangy.
monkey
Beast
form.
Titan.
Yeah, his
Monkey.
beast Titan.
I
Big
love
mangy.
grillers.
I like him.
I
Go ahead.
love grillers.
I love
Just
monkeys.
big
They're just small
monkeys.
grillers.
They're just big
They're
monkeys.
just small grillers.
Anyway, yeah, I like the Warhammer.
Okay.
The thing I was gonna say was one. I liked the scene. I can't remember the original thing I was gonna say, but one of the things I was gonna say was that I liked the scene at the end whenever they're all on the boat and they're going back to Paradis. And there's a couple of jokes in there that are funny, like the Rhina, whenever they get the letter from Historia, and Rhina's like, God, she has such beautiful handwriting. And he sniffs it.
Yeah.
Smells like her, too. It's like, you
about
probably
that.
shouldn't be smelling
A married woman's.
a married woman's hand. Like, it's like, yeah,
I love how that was like an ongoing joke, though.
Rhina, it's like,
Yeah.
she's an angel, a goddess. One day, my wife.
I have to marry her.
But, got a nice ass for an abnormal. But
What was funny is he knew that was Annie too, so he was just saying Annie's got a nice ass on her.
I mean, she does, but
He knew he could get away with it right then, though.
true, because he's her commanding officer. I command you to slob on it.
Slob on it.
I
couldn't
command
blow
you
it.
to gag and choke
She
on
could.
it.
I'm not going to say that on the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, in that
Were you
scene,
gonna say what I think you're gonna say?
Kagan's like, I'll say it. Don't say it.
I'll say it.
No, don't.
I'm not.
I'll say it after the fact. I'll so the one, Jean on the boat, Jean fucking fixing his hair in the mirror. And they're like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you fixing your hair? He's like, I just want to look good for the girls who will be reading about me in the history books. And Rhina's like, oh, you mean the field guide to horses? And Jean goes, it's a real shame your life got longer, Rhina.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's like, they were talking about, it's like, I'm surprised we're not sunk yet. I'm surprised they haven't sank our ship. It's like, why are we even going back? And Armin's like, we're scouts. We've always gone back and taken risks. And then he's like, I'm an MP though. He just keeps talking. He just ignores her.
That is one thing I did think about is that, if you become a Titan shifter, you have 13 years to live. So you think your time's coming up, and then you have your full life ahead of you. It's like, well, I was kind of plated to be dead in a couple of years. So
I didn't plan this out exactly.
Didn't think I'd get this far.
I took a lot of risks and did a lot of. I'm actually got $30,000 in credit card debt.
I was really kind of
hoping
what do
to
we do
not have to
now?
worry
I
about.
was talking to
don't know.
Kaegan and I said, credit card debt doesn't exist if you don't. And he's like, well,
I mean,
that's what you
that
do.
is true. Is if you die and you have credit card debt,
it goes to
people.
somebody else.
Well, no, people you cannot inherit debt, which
Yes,
is
you
pretty. No, you can't.
Your family can inherit the debt.
No, they can't. They can choose to take on the debt, but if you die,
I've got an idea.
if you die and your family doesn't take on the debt, the bank will try and get you to. They'll try really hard to get you to, but you can say no. You're not morally obligated to.
Yeah.
Because just because you're
Definitely
related,
noted.
just because you're related to that person doesn't mean that debt is yours to carry. But you
Yeah.
can't inherit debt. I've seen.
I was about to say, yeah, we should just we should do the thing where we fucking fuck. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
no,
for the best.
that's what you do. We just you get a decent credit score. You take out like 50 credit cards, and then you just max them all out on having the best time of your life.
then just fake
and then
your
you
death.
just end it all. No, for real.
You end it.
There won't be anything left to do in life.
If
Like
you've
you
done
just
everything.
do everything,
Done it all. Yeah, true.
including your mom.
I
Like,
think the credit card companies would be like, this guy's definitely not going to pay this shit back, so maybe we should close these cards down.
He's
for good.
$6 million in debt. He's not paying
and
this
that's
shit
just
off.
one
He said,
card.
no, wait, I still have to go to Dave & Buster's.
no, wait. I still have to use one of them to buy a gun. Like
Yeah.
Today there's been a national tragedy.
dragons have invaded Dave and Buster's.
That was like a fucking, like a delayed. Okay, whatever. Your name is Adam.
It is.
Adam. I
He's
think
Adam,
I changed,
of course.
I changed my tune on season 3.
I'm literally, of course, Adam, of course, bro.
Fuck.
Anyway,
Season 3
what do you
was my
mean?
favorite.
I've changed my tune on it.
What do you mean?
Originally, whenever I saw it the first 2 times, I thought it was overwhelming. I was like, eh. But the finale of season 3 is better than any of the season finales, in my opinion. And the last couple of episodes of season 3 are probably better than season 2 in my mind now.
Really?
Yes. Season 2 is my favorite.
Those last few episodes with like Grisha
Midnight
and-
Sun. No, Midnight
Oh,
Sun.
the 3.
Yes.
The
three.
like conical 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The courageous
It's
fallen.
Perfect Game.
That's the one where Ervin does his last charge and stuff in his speech.
Hero.
And then Hero,
In
where
Midnight Sun.
Levi takes down the Beast Titan and Armin gets crispy.
Crispy.
That one picture of Two-Face.
Yeah.
Quipsy.
Have you seen that picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Both sides are.
Yeah, both sides are to the burnt half.
Quipsy.
are burnt.
Hero, where Levi takes down the Beast Titan and Armin gets Armin's cooked. And then Midnight Sun, where they have to make the big decision, Ervin or Armin. Like those
I just
3
feel like
episodes.
it was so fucking earned.
It was,
It's
dude.
such a good payoff. I love it.
But there's more out there. The sea.
The sea.
You'll see. I laughed on the inside, but I didn't want to ruin the moment. Because right after he said the sea exists, he was like, "You'll see,
Brother, this guy's stinks.
Hey, brain rot.
I want Kachan to stick his tongue down my throat.
Kaegan, do you remember the other night we were just going back and forth?
Yes.
After we saw Captain
started-
America, we went home. Kaegan and I went home, and we were making food or something, and
We started with that.
then it just
spiraled out of control.
I want Kachan to tongue punch my fart box.
Something like that.
something. Yeah, it was funny. It was funny at the time, but then Kaegan eventually was like, "What are we doing?"
See, we're talking.
He broke character, and he was like, "What are you doing?"
We're kind of joking because whenever we were watching season 3 for the first time, we realized that the voice actor who played young Grisha for those last couple episodes is the same one who played Deku.
Yeah.
And the guy that plays Connie is the guy that plays Bakugo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were just thinking, we found a meme online not too long ago where it's someone who does a really good Deku voice, and they're just like, I want Kachan to shove his tongue down my throat.
Yeah.
It's like, I only want 2 things in life: to be the #1 hero and for Kachan to put his tongue in my mouth.
And swirl it around a little bit.
And then when he'd wrestle, and I'd use Black Whip, and I'd pin his tongue down with Black Whip, and then I'd tickle the back of his throat with it.
And then I could Detroit smash his little tight manhole.
That's what it was. It's like,
Yeah.
I could United States of smash this little butthole.
Yeah, we could go plus ultra all over his tummy. Sorry, I could. And if I can't, well, then I'm a failure.
He would join in because he'd be on his back.
and then All Might would show up and he would say,
Young Midoriya, I am here, young Midoriya.
I have come.
and then what? Wow, All Might, what are you doing here? This is.
I'm here to pound your puss, Midori.
What about Gachon? Is he gonna watch?
He can join.
Oh no!
What are we doing?
I don't know. Watch My Hero Academia. It's good too.
Do not.
Great show, honestly.
I really like it.
I remember the first time I saw the 5th episode.
And then stopped.
I mean, that's what.
Oh, that's when that happened.
Yeah, that's when that happened. The thing
Yeah.
y'all were just doing.
Right.
That's
No,
the-
that's all
Yeah, that's
in
the
the
5th.
show.
That's canon.
Yeah.
Watch the
Kaegan,
show, Ethan.
Good for us. We remembered that word for word, verbatim.
Verbatim.
Bar for bar.
Bar for bar.
Shit for shit.
Shit
We
for shit.
can, we can go gat for gat.
We can go Riz for Riz. Okay.
Anyway,
Anyways,
we're getting very off
we
topic
devolved
here.
into brain rot.
I love it. Skibbity.
Skibbity! Thank goodness you found him.
Brayden, what is this?
okay.
Skibbity! Thank goodness you found him. He's the only real friend I have left.
The Skibussy.
Why is it sticky?
Why is it sticky?
I'm
Alright.
going to plead the fifth on that one, Mr. Belding. What is this? What's this hole in the bottom? Behold, the
Skibussy.
Don't look directly into it, Mr. Belding, or you'll be transported to the goon dimensions.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, as
Yeah.
Ethan would say. These hoes don't know.
Oh,
These
Ethan, can we get
hoes.
These Hoes Don't Know live?
These hoes don't know.
Yes. Yes.
These hoes don't
So Attack on Titan is just it's a good show. You should watch it.
great show.
Great show.
I love Attack on
Also,
Titan.
once in a lifetime opportunity, man, to see that the
Dude.
ending of the show in theaters.
I remember
It's
we were
fucking awesome.
talking about it. And yeah, me and Jake were so jealous
Yeah.
of Ethan and Kayla for being able to see the finale in a theater instead of just watching it at home.
Which was fine, but like in a movie theater, come on, man.
Imagine
My-
watching that for the first time.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like that's why that was one of the things that like made whenever I went and saw the Mugen Train movie for Demon Slayer. It was really like incredible because it was the airing.
Yeah.
Like it hadn't been aired anywhere else. It was being released in theaters.
Yeah.
So I had never seen it, and it was like a continuation of season 1 that I really liked, and I went and saw it, and I was like, seeing it in theaters was something else. Because like watching the show on like your phone or on a computer or a TV or whatever, like yeah, it's alright, it's good, but man,
Have
it
that
doesn't hold a
theater
candle.
impact.
It does not hold a candle to like whenever a thunder spear explodes, your bones rattle.
I mean, my only complaint, and I don't know if you guys felt this or not, but I felt like it was a little, like the volume was a little low. I didn't feel like it was very loud.
I thought it was fun.
I don't know.
I thought it
I
was
didn't
fine.
really notice that.
I was
Maybe I'm going
honestly
deaf.
worried. I have a problem in theaters because they're usually really, really loud.
Mm-hmm.
Like I usually don't like noisy places, and theaters can be like a lot for me.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought it was pretty good because it was pretty loud, but it wasn't like fucking ear pain loud.
I don't know. I burst my eardrums listening to music in the car, so maybe I'm going deaf. Maybe it was just me. That's fine.
True.
That's fine.
Maybe.
I fucking loved it though.
I did
It was
too.
great. I loved it, and I'm glad that all of us got to go because I don't think as a group, we've ever seen a movie
I don't think so.
in theaters.
Not as
right?
like a complete
Not as a
group.
big
As a
group.
complete
Usually
group,
it's like
yeah.
a few of us.
Right, right. So it was nice. Also, it was great that everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah.
There wasn't a single person that was like, nah,
Yeah, it kind of
Yeah, it was
not into
okay.
it, you know? Which pisses me off because whenever I was first watching Attack on Titan, I tried to show Kaegan Attack on Titan when the first season was ending. All the way back in like, what, 2014, 2013, something like
It's
that.
probably like 2014.
And he said he didn't like it. And then I started watching it again in college whenever we went to the same college, and I was watching season 4 when it first came out. And he's like, "Hey man, what are you watching?" And I was like, "Watched Attack on Titan." And he's like, "Oh, hey, that's cool. Have you heard of this thing that happened in the show that hadn't happened yet that I didn't know about?" Because he'd already spoiled it for himself. And I was like, "No, I haven't." But at the time, he was like, it's not really for me. And then after watching it again, he's like, "This shit is awesome."
Have you watched Attack on Titan? Yo, bro, have you heard about when like Eren dies?
No, I haven't. Funny. That's really funny of you to say that. What a weird thing to say.
Oh, brother, this guy
stinks.
When y'all were doing the whole brain rot session, I was gonna do.
Look carefully at the "I really wish I weren't here right now"
Who's your least favorite character? Not in terms of like you just hated them, but like out of all the characters, you felt like they were the weakest in terms of staying power.
An Attack on Titan.
Yes.
Gabi. No, I'm just kidding. Not Gabi.
I never really had that.
Butthole. What?
I will
never
say
had that question.
Me neither.
pop up.
Shay didn't like Mikasa because she thought she was a bland character. I will say Mikasa was badass, but she didn't really.
I don't like Mikasa.
She was badass, but she didn't
don't like
really
her.
have a personality. And I know that's
yes.
like a thing in anime where it's either the character is like really just monotone, and I don't think a lot of people realize those characters fucking suck. They're boring.
Dude, Hanji had more. Like, Hanji's a great character, but she, as another female character, had more personality than Mikasa. Even Annie did, dude. Mikasa's character for me was centered around
was just-
Eren.
it was just-
Eren was her character.
She was just Eddie.
The only reason I like Mikasa is because of how loyal she is.
She is badass. Like Kaegan
she's
said,
loyal,
she's
she's
fucking
a
awesome.
badass.
She's
She's-
awesome, but I don't like her as a character.
She's badass. She's just boring in terms of personality. It's like, what do you like to do, Mikasa? She just goes,
Stand next to Eren and make sure nobody
It's like,
slaps him.
it's like, okay, but like, what if he's not there? Oh, I just imagine he is there, and then I just go
what
from
do you
there.
do when
It's
he's
like,
not here? Wait for him to get back. Actually, no, that wouldn't even be a thing. She just looks at him whenever he's sleeping. She doesn't ever leave his side. Unless he gets fucking kidnapped, which he does like
when-
30 times.
When
in
Aaron
the
said
in the
he only had
season.
8 years left to live, she started starving herself because she got depressed. It's
Bro.
like, Jesus Christ. Like Aaron, like Mikasa was practically throwing herself at Aaron, and he was like, no, freedom. He's like, I must focus.
He'd make a good Helldiver.
That's what I was about to say. He'd make a good Helldiver. He was really determined on freedom, and she was like, Aaron, just pound me already. I'm asking you, please.
Okay, do you think that Eren never acknowledged Mikasa in that way because
He knew.
if he was in a relationship, he would not be free anymore? And also, by the very end of the show, he realized he got what he wanted. Now he can actually clap some cheeks. So do you think that was what happened there? He like learned the error of his ways at the very last, like far too late, actually, whenever it was already over. He was like, wait, no.
I thought it was devious that he rejected her all throughout the show, and then at the end, when he's talking to Armin, he's like, I want her to be hung on to me for 10 years. It's
Yeah.
like, that is vile for you to do
And
that.
Armin's like, wow, I didn't expect you to say something so pathetic.
Dude, that was...
what was the line that Armin says? He's like, hey, I know she knows another guy.
Yeah, she might move
He's
on
really
and
close
find
to.
some other nice guy.
Yeah.
I feel like he was talking about himself in that part.
No.
It was John, right?
I think he was talking about John.
Yeah.
There's no way Armin was talking about
just
himself.
that smirk on his face. I kind of got he was insinuating like maybe she might go for me.
Maybe I'll go fuck Mikasa.
Yeah, but it was. I do think it was funny that he was like, "Yeah, I'm not too worried about her," and then Armin punches the shit out of him, and he starts giving that monologue, and he sees Aaron crying, and then he's like, "I want her to hang on to me for 10 years, or maybe even longer."
She
He's
is
like,
very gorgeous to
and
me.
he's just like, "Wow, you're really kind of pathetic."
Oh, you're such a sad, sad little man.
Armin's like, she doesn't want you.
I saw this one thing saying that Aaron and Mikasa didn't die virgins, and I'll explain why I say this. Is because it said they were in the cabin for 4 years, because that was the timeline where Aaron
Oh yeah,
doesn't do the
they
rumbling.
they fucked in their head.
They run away, and my thought was the cabin scene was because Armin and Aaron were sitting in that area of water talking.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Jake about this. Is I feel like the cabin scene was him talking to Mikasa saying, "You need to let go of me." Like
It was.
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
And it was also like, it wasn't ever going to happen in real life, so it was them just kind of like
Well, I
enjoying
mean, he
some
kind
time
of
together.
He gave her what she wanted because it's kind of in the paths.
Yeah.
So it's like time flows differently. So it was 4 years in there, but it was like an instant out in the real world. But someone was pointing out that if you look closely in it shows an outside view of the cabin. If you look closely, very closely, it looks like there was an outline of them banging through the window, just like a dark in. I don't know how true it was, but it was like it's
Jamie.
animated by Mappa, and Mappa likes
Jamie,
to throw in
pull
these.
that shit up.
I'm going to try.
It's like it was. His reasoning was it's animated by Mappa, and Mappa loves to throw in little Easter eggs here and there. It's like, okay, but I don't think
Dude,
they would have done that.
I don't
amount
think
of-
they would have done softcore porn.
The amount of what are you talking about? Everyone's naked.
But they don't
That's
have
like
genitals.
It's not naked.
Okay, that is the softest core porn right there. That's like the Titans are naked but have skin clothes.
You
on.
want to rub smooth parts together?
Yeah, soft core.
Rub nubs.
So it'd be like,
It's rub nubs.
but the foreshadowing in Attack on Titan is great. The details immaculate. Like Ethan, whenever Adam went back and showed you certain scenes, whenever we were done with the show, what did you think? You're like, holy shit!
Yeah, with Aaron being in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that,
You
among
never
many-
would have
yeah.
noticed that.
which is awesome. Little things like that they the little details that they put in the show, and you think that it's nothing, but it's awesome. Like one of my favorites is in the first season when Aaron is getting eaten by the Santa Titan.
Yeah.
And he's like, as if I could die in a place like this, in the mouth of a Titan. And then by the end of the show, he dies in his
In a place like that.
In a place like that.
In a mouth,
in
yeah.
a mouth of a Titan, of his Titan.
I think is this what you're talking about, Kaegan?
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about. It looks like they're raw dogging.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It looks like they're raw dogging.
It just kind of looks like they're kissing to me.
Maybe
kinda-
some
it
other
kinda looks like
people
he's
are
hitting it from
banging
the
in the
back.
cabin, and they're just
I
trying
s-
to ignore it.
I looked it up. I said, I looked up, did Aaron die a virgin? Someone on Reddit said, no, the author fucked him.
From the very
True.
Yeah.
From the very beginning.
Yeah, I was gonna.
You are but a vessel for fuck.
I wound up looking up like Aaron Mikasa cabin. I was gonna look up like Aaron Mikasa sex.
Yeah.
And you would have gotten a porn video.
Yeah, I would have got like so much.
Jake,
Rule
that
34.
reminded me of what I looked up the other day because I was trying to look up that one picture. I was trying to look up that one
I like
picture.
Attack on Titan, but I don't like it that much.
I looked up this one picture.
I do.
Of it's that Asian dude who's all like he's all like drained and super scrawny, and there's a bunch of condoms behind him, and the Asian chick's just posing in the picture like this, like she
is
drained
not
and
what pulled
dry.
up. That
And
is
I was
not what-
trying to find that image, so I looked up Asian ball draining, and it was it was a video of an Asian guy just jerking off, and I was like, that is not what I meant.
I was behind him too. Like I was talking to him, and then I looked down, and I was like, it was like the rally
what
meme.
you doing?
How quickly I fucking exited. I was like, nope, that ain't it.
not it.
It was funny as hell though.
It's like the old memes of being like, back in the 1980s, a Japanese man named Rikiko Fudanari gamed the
Oh, no.
gamed the Japanese economy and wound up making a bunch of money off the system. For more information, please Google Fudanari inflation.
Don't
Don't do that.
Click now, click now. Click now, click now. Yeah.
Kaegan, you remember last night when Henry reached slowly under the door and grabbed my fucking socks and pulled me?
Yeah, Jake was,
Yeah.
at night, me and Jake will kind of hang out in the living room and just like watch something.
Yeah.
And then you're ready to go to bed, and he was standing by his door talking to me about something. And Henry just reached both paws under and like hooked onto Jake's sock and pulled his foot to the door. And Jake just goes, "Oh my god!" And I was
I
like,
played
"What?"
into it a little bit and like slammed my body into the door because acting like he had superhuman strength, but it was fucking funny
But
because
the
it was
way-
so slow.
I can imagine that his
Jake-
little
Jake moved his
claws
foot.
and-
Jake moved his foot, and he tried to do it again,
Yeah.
but he couldn't.
So
I just watched his
slow.
arms.
father. I require your presence.
I love how Henry throws himself against Jake's door.
Yeah, any normal cat would like claw against the door, but he just like throws his whole body.
It'll
saying he
be
wants out.
quiet. Then you'll just hear the loud boom. The
And he
loud
sounds
bang
like
on
a
the-
smoker on
Yeah.
top of it.
He my little man. Did you look
Little
up Fudanari?
fucking goblin.
Yeah.
I found the meme.
Okay.
Did you know in 1989, Japanese economics professor Rentaro Fudanari found a way to legally counterfeit money in Tokyo? He made over 2.4 billion yen before being caught, but no charges were pressed due to his incredible legal loophole. To know how he did it, search Fudanari inflation on Google Images.
That's funny.
Is that a PSA?
Yeah, Ethan, are you looking it up?
No.
Good.
Yeah, go on Google
Don't
Images and
do
look
that.
up Fudanari inflation.
Don't.
Hey, let's not do
Okay,
that.
so the yen was worth 227 per US dollar in 1980. So that
2.4 billion
2.4 billion.
yen.
Let's see.
It's a real thing that happened.
What? What do we do? What's going on now?
Hang on, Ethan's converting yen to USD.
Oh.
Well, sure. There's a
2.4 billion yen to USD in 1989.
Have you ever heard? chicken.
We have divulged from attacking on a Titan.
Attacking on the Titans.
Yeah.
Give me just a second. Just a second.
Well, I guess
this is
in the
important.
end,
This is important.
you could say they attacked those Titans. Uh-huh. Fortnite.
Can we cut all this empty space out?
No, it's funny, right?
No.
It's not. We're not
Just
having
hang- just
technical
hang on.
difficulties. They're just stupid. I'm sorry. They're just not talking.
1 second.
Okay.
1 second. 1 second.
You had 1 second.
1 second.
1 second
1
ago.
second.
It's been
1
a
second.
second. It's been
1 second.
many seconds, Adam. Wow.
I don't think this pertains to the topic, but okay.
You know what else doesn't?
What?
Your mom. Okay, so 2.4 billion yen is
I didn't do it.
It's like $16 million.
That's okay. That's still a lot of fucking money.
It's still money.
But Ethan,
It turns out to
I'm
be like
telling you,
$3.
You need to look up Ethan,
$3.
Ethan, here.
Jake, hit
To
him
find
with
out more information, you need to look that up.
That
Sir, is
Look that up
$5
on
goober
Google.
dollars.
Ethan, look that up on Google.
Fuck off.
Do it. It'll tell you more.
Go away.
It'll show you more too.
Anyway, yeah,
Attack on Titan.
Japanese yen.
Thought it was Chinese.
What are we doing?
No,
What are we doing?
I don't know.
Kaegan?
I don't
Are we
remember what
done?
Chinese currency
Like-
is.
Are we done? Are we done?
Are we done? Is there any more to talk about?
Can we be done?
It's
I
Japanese
don't
yen.
like doing this.
Yen is
I'm out.
Japanese, and then Korean is won,
This is it.
Oh.
They're still
and
talking.
then I don't know about Chinese. Listen, we're talking about finances over here.
During something fun?
We're supposed to be talking about Attack on
I said
Titan.
finances are fun. You guys don't want money?
Okay, finance. You got me there, but like finances
Not
are
tax
fun.
inflation.
But like talking about finances is not fun.
It's not tax inflation. It's Fudanari inflation.
I think it's called yuan.
Yuan?
Yuan.
Oh yeah,
So, Jake,
yuan. I
yeah.
have seen that.
Who do you think got the most brutal death on Attack on Titan?
Petra.
Petra?
Or what is her
Marco?
name? What is her name? Marco, my baby. No. What the fuck is her name? The short-haired girl in season 2
Who's screaming for her father?
Yes,
Nanaba.
her.
Nanaba?
Her.
Whenever she's like, "I'm sorry, Daddy, I won't do it again."
Yeah,
no,
her.
please,
She got the
no."
worst death.
I think Petra was pretty bad.
Dude,
She got
what
folded
about
like a
folded?
fucking chair.
What about my boy fucking Mike?
Who?
Mike.
The dude who could smell good.
Smell good? Yeah.
And the Beast Titan, like
Okay.
he was on the ground, and Beast Titan was like, "Oh yeah, you can eat him now." And they fucking ripped him to ripped his head off of his shoulders.
I was talking
And
to
he's like,
Shay
"No,
about that
please!"
part. Yeah, I was talking about that part with Shay, and whenever he's sitting there with both of his legs chomped, and he's like, "I'm gonna fight to the very end." What the fuck was he gonna do? Use his ODM gear and have his legs flapping behind
He
him?
didn't have his ODM gears. Beast
Yeah,
Titan
Beast
took
Titan
it.
took his ODM gear.
or with the swords? Yeah, he couldn't even move. What was he gonna do just then?
he was
Just
just
swat at him.
he should have just started. Yeah,
Be
be
like
like
didn't-
Armin.
didn't he
He'd be
swat
like
at him?
Armin. He'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
like Armin with Sean. Stay back.
That was pathetic.
It was all he could do.
Well, I didn't think you'd do anything that pathetic, Armin.
When was that? Remind me.
Season 2, whenever they're rescuing Eren from Rhina and Bertold, and
Yeah, Armin's
like-
under a tree with.
it's like after they've gotten Eren away from him, and they're riding away, and Rhina starts fucking throwing Titans. You remember?
Yeah.
And one of them crashes down and knocks Jean off of his horse and like injures him. And Armin like goes to save him and he like pulls him under a tree, but Titans start coming after him and he's just like holding
He's
Jean.
like swinging the sword.
He's swinging one sword.
Yeah. Aaron punching Rhino with the stump.
I love that post so much, dude. And then he just pushes him off of him. Oh my god, I love that post. Just the incoherent babbling. Oh, I love it.
Hang on, I wanna
Gold.
find it.
It's gold.
It is. I want to find it now.
Dude, that I've seen a still image of Aaron just laying there with with his arms gone, and he's just wrapped up in the green thing with just a straight face,
Yeah. Oh, I'm trying to be.
no arms. Not gonna
no
lie,
dick,
Yeah.
no balls.
Ymir was kind of hot. Not the crazy
Oh.
evil one, other one, in like a bitchy kind of
The
way.
Ymir from season
In a
2.
bitchy kind of way.
Yeah, Mir
It's
fr-
giving cunt.
Dude, when she woke up on the paths naked, I was like, whoa, wow,
Wow.
Wowzers. Wowzers.
I was trying to find that fucking
This episode
post.
sucks.
Huh?
This episode sucks.
I enjoyed
I
it.
had fun.
Yeah.
It's a little messy, but
That's what I'm
overall
talking
it's
about.
Good.
Just it's
I've-
getting messy.
The feedback that I've heard is people like person likes when we we go off topic.
He was the
Yeah.
best guy around.
What about the people he murdered?
What murder?
He was the best.
That's not what you were looking for.
It's not.
You were looking for the ah.
It just popped up. Where is it?
I do think
Where
this
is
episode has run its course, though.
It has. I'm trying to find it though. Where is it?
When did we start recording?
Our term is over.
At like 7.
Yeah.
Jake.
What?
On that post you sent me, it was like the buff Ned Flanders, and it just said "Hola, twink."
It's a great place to end.
hang on.
I want this twink obliterated.
Hold on, twink.
What does he say? Howdy.
How diddly ho,
How
neighbor?
diddly ho, twink.
Hi diddly ho, neighbor.
Are you gonna finish those?
Did you find
Burn
it?
my house to the ground! My family's dead! What do I do?
Okay.
Season 1 Aaron to
All right.
season 4 Aaron. Just
I'm still trying to find it. I just keep running across stuff that you sent me.
Well, if you're listening to this,
Where the fuck is
you're
it?
listening on Spotify,
Adam, plug our
Apple
shit.
Music, or
Oh,
Apple.
yeah,
That's
my
where I
turn.
fucked up last time. It's not Apple Music. It's Apple Podcast.
Apple Music.
Jake, shut up. That's my job.
Then do it.
If you finish this episode and you're listening to this plug, then you're listening on either YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. And if you want to see our posts where Ethan fucking absolutely cooks with some awesome gameplay and like stuff like that with cool clips and funny clips from episodes, then you can see those on Instagram, X, Twitter, and TikTok, since TikTok gets to stay
For now.
for now.
We'll see how
Until
long it
someone else
lasts.
decides to get rid of it.
I mean, it's not really like an actual social media anymore. It's really just AI content.
True. Chinese propaganda.
Propaganda at them titties.
On God.
Okay.
Bye.
See ya. Ethan?
I was doing it on
Are you going to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
What are you doing?
I'm still trying to find that
This
post.
whole thing just fell apart.
Oh my god.